Hi, this is DS Yoxheimer, and this is another edition of The Spectre, and I just saw the new Pet Semetary movie. When I first heard they were making this movie, I thought, why? Why make a remake of this movie? It's a classic. It's one of my favorite horror movies. It's right up there with Halloween for me, the original. So, and I mean, everybody has their own views on it. I made a video about the old movie some while ago, some time ago. Check that out. It's pretty. That's where the lengthy, detailed video about the old movie. I wasn't sure whether to do a spoiler video about this, but I guess I'm just going to try to give you the tone of this movie. The first film was made around 1989, and the central point of this film, of the first film, in the story, in the book and everything, what causes all the problems, at least as far as what a character goes, is Judd. Judd is the worst neighbor in the fucking world. And I think I've pretty much said this way. And he's played in this film. I love Fred Gwynne, by the way. Period. I think he's a great character actor. He was one of the best character actors growing up. He's known for, of course, for playing Herman Munster on the Munsters for years, and he played Judd brilliantly in that film. And I like all the actors in that movie. I still love that film. I would love to go out to see where it was shot and everything like that. Hopefully I'll get to go out and do that and make a vid about it someday. But this movie is, I wasn't sure what to think of it. But the more I saw about it, when I saw the trailer for it, I gotta check it out. It's got twists in it. It's I wouldn't say M. Night Shyamalan twists, but things that I wasn't sure if they were coming or not. But I kind of thought they were coming, but I wasn't quite sure what they were going to do. And I don't want to talk about the changes because, again, this is not a spoiler video. But the performances in it are really great, and they do differentiate themselves from how the characters were sort of played in the other movie. Because that was an 80s movie and stuff like that, and I think it was just different sensibilities or whatever. Of course, you're going to change things. If you're going to make a remake of a movie, you're going to have to change things. And this isn't like the Rob Zombie remake of like Halloween type of remake. It's creepy. The only thing I will say about it, like the first quarter, kind of that part of the movie, up until like, the only thing I will say is when Church the cat gets hit, before Church gets killed by the Orenco truck, I'm not sure what direction the movie's going. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen to the Creeds. And then Church gets killed and goes, okay, is this just going to be a sort of play-by-play, more or less, with some changes, the same plot as the original movie? Not exactly. Other than the fact that Judd and Louis Creed go up to the pet cemetery, and I'm not sure, like, I love how John Lithgow played this character and everything like that, and did it, and as well, and he is this lonely guy, and he seems like a good guy, and the reason he buries, and this is the only part I'll discuss, and the rest of it I will not spoil, but of course the only reason, is the same reason in the first film, is because, he's a lonely dude, and, the kid's sort of like, having neighbors, and, a new family moving across the road, I guess, breathe some new life into his world, which is obviously pretty fucking dark when you've got like a burial ground that brings back the dead and they become evil. So, and there's never, with all these movies, it's never really like, you don't understand. Of course, why would you understand? If this was real, obviously you wouldn't bury your pets up there, or people for that matter, if they came back, these murderous zombie-like beings that they come back as. But the movie ends very differently in a lot of ways, and I thought it was pretty cool how they did it. And there was a lot of the way things played out after, like the way things are sort of, you know, obviously turned around, they play out differently. It's in a similar manner. They do different plays on the scenes from the other movies. Like when you expect that's going to happen, something else happens, you know. I wouldn't really say sort of like Halloween, but yeah, kind of. But they do it in the right way, I think. It's not a perfect film or anything. I mean, it's a horror film, but it's definitely an enjoyable horror film. I think I liked it about as much as I liked the new Halloween, I think. And granted, I just saw this movie a couple hours ago, so it's just, I'm sort of riding off of, I really like this, I really enjoyed it, because it really sort of takes off at a certain point and just gets, you know, all kind of fucked up, you know? And it's just this, you know, the overall premise is the same, is that this family, this normal sort of suburban family, life just gets completely eviscerated by this pet cemetery and its curse. And Judd is the mechanism by which this curse is passed on, because he sort of, and he doesn't tell, I mean, of course, you know, I'm not sure if in the first one he really tells, no, he doesn't tell, he doesn't tell Dr. Creed that, that the cat's gonna come back. And he just drags him up there and doesn't tell him shit, you know. And then they come back later, and in the old movie, he's just like, "Now you don't speak a word of this, you know, to anybody," because they didn't tell, you know, the family, or nobody else in the family knew that Church was dead. So, but anyway, yeah, Church does come back. That's the similarity. And that they, you know, have moved across the street from this lonely older gentleman who's, I guess, had good intentions, because it's just a cat, and it's just, all you're going to be wound up with is kind of a mean cat if you bury the cat up there. But if a person's buried up there, then, you know, all hell breaks loose. And so I would advise seeing the first movie and like reading the book before, you know, seeing this one. You don't have to. I mean, you know, I would advise doing that just to see how they did change some of the things, and how they kind of it took certain scenes and made them similar, but did a different twist on them to make them more new and interesting. So that's pretty cool. And but yeah, I was fucking freaked out by this movie. I was, by the end. I mean, I was totally cringing in my seat. It was just like, and revealing very little here, obviously. It's I don't really know how to grade it or give it a rating right now. It's not like the best movie you'll ever see. It's not the best movie ever made, or best horror movie ever made, or anything like that. But it was definitely a worthwhile sitting to go to a theater, to a matinee on a rainy afternoon like it was today, and everything. But it was I thought it was a, I don't want to use the word fun horror movie, but I thought it was definitely an entertaining and enjoyable horror flick, you know, and that's what they're supposed to be too. I think is horror. I mean, some horror movies aren't supposed to be entertaining; they're supposed to disturb the fuck out of you, you know, like Cannibal Holocaust or something like that. And if you've never heard of that movie, I guess I would advise not seeing it. It's but anyway, that's another video entirely. So yeah, I would recommend this flick. Definitely. As far, I don't know how to grade it. Like, I would give it between like a B- and a C+ or whatever. But I don't do that kind of shit on my videos, but I just did, so there you go. But this has been an edition of The Spectre. I hope your spring is sunnier than mine right now, but if it's raining out, go check out Pet Semetary. You know, go with your friends and stuff like that. If you're got a girlfriend or a wife, unlike me right now, because I don't have one, but at least, you know, I don't, yeah, there you go. But anyway, like, subscribe, If you happen to get, if you feel like checking out my old video talking about the original Pet Semetary film, I would appreciate it. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying it's some of my videos are pretty good. They're not too shabby. And if you have any suggestions for movies you want me to do, or urbex sort of expeditions or things like that, leave them in the comments, and I might go to them. I might review that movie, and if you want me to venture to some place, some abandoned ghost town type place or whatever like that, or I'm not going to do any trespassing or any dangerous shit like going to some old refinery or steel mill, so don't expect that stuff. But I will, within reason, I will take an excursion if you suggest something really cool, and I'll do a video about it. And I will totally give you credit for the suggestion. So, thanks for watching.